What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. One of my sponsors, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. Also, you guys know I'm a Weeble preferred influencer. Use the link in the pinned comment, deposit an amount of money. They'll give you 2 free shares. This is Nascar Ignition. Now, one thing I don't like is before the race, you really can't make any adjustments, but the game doesn't know that. So you look back at your crew chief. He looks at you with this glaze in his eyes where you're just saying, bro, please pray for me with what's about to happen. I'm going to actually overlay some commentary and then talk, but this is unequivocally the worst game imaginable. There's an issue here where my oil temperature starts out negative 460 degrees, and I think the tires must be very cold. You can't see anything, of course, so I don't know, but I go down here, the car I have as tight as possible, and then Bubba spins me here, and I really did not have any idea what this was going to cause, but clearly, you know, it's a massacre. So, I want to just preface this, a game based on R Factor. This was with no aids. The trigger sensitivity on your controller is not of a traditional trigger. It's more of, you have half the trigger is like dead space, and then the back half of the controller might as well just be, you know, gas on and gas off. So it makes going very, very difficult. But what I've learned is if you stay down on the asphalt, if you stay off the banking, you can actually get going a little bit better. So, we're headed out, driving around here, and I get back on the banking. I feel like everything's going to be okay. I want to talk about the avoidance in this game, okay? A lot of people talk about, oh, the cautions don't work, whatever. Listen, the crash avoidance in this game is the worst crash avoidance I have ever seen in my life, in any game. Right? I've never seen a game have crash avoidance this bad. I have another clip I'm going to show you, but you can see what's going on in front of me. And it's just, what do you say and do about this? Right? How does a game, honestly, in all sincerity, this is an 8-lap race. We're going to get to lap 7, I promise. But how do you release a game in this state? So, I will say a little bit of a mix-up here. You know, listen, just driving through people, Ricky Stenhouse in it. But at the same time, I don't fully understand where some of these cars check up from, right? So we go down there into turn 1, and I've got people checking up really hard. We go down into turn 3, and no one checks up and flips over each other. It's like there's no consistency, right? There's zero consistency with what's going on. So you can be driving around cars, and everything is fine. And then all of a sudden, somebody goes excessively slow, like you don't expect them to be going as slow as they are, like right here. Thankfully, I was able to turn underneath Matt DiBenedetto. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. We go down to the turn, and no one's slowing down and just piling into an accident. It's like they slow down when they shouldn't, and then they don't slow down when they should. So right here, that's okay. Like, I kind of got a little push on Billy Byron, and he moved down. Everything's great. That's kind of what I want to see. But keep in mind, we're rolling around here for lap 5 of 8, and we're still coming down into a wreck trying to go through this turn. This is astonishing to me. And I'm just, thankfully, it's a self-cleaning racetrack. Right here, we're getting a little issue with, that probably would be Brendan Gaughan. And then now, you know, you can see, like, I save it there, but very close to not saving it, because all the traction in this game comes off the right rear tire. So it really does make it difficult. I think I spin later on the right in the race, because it's just so hard. You're not expecting 100% traction off that. And just we come back through here, and what in God's name is going on? Come off the turn, there you go. That's all that right rear tire, right? As soon as the chassis unloads, and even as I try to get started here, I probably should have been more down on the banking. Even as the chassis unloads itself, you've got everything on that right rear, even against the banking. Like, that's hard to do. But when you have all the traction coming off one spot, now I come down, I'm off the banking, everything seems a-okay. Like, there's really just basic gameplay principles that someone should have said, hey, wait a second, the rear of this car is like a seesaw. You know, you basically have all traction one way or no traction the other way. And this is an R-Factor thing. It's been around for a long time. We're going to come back through here. This is going to be the 7th consecutive lap of just a wall of cars. Right? And at this point, it's like, why bother? Like, I'll push myself through. You know, again, I kind of nose it in. Now I realize, you know, Brendan Gaughan came back to me and flipped over. And then at this point, it's just, why are you playing this game? Right? This is an arcade game. This isn't a sim game. This is just a digital disaster. You know, when I talk about being honest as a creator, right? I don't honestly know how you can say this is a unique experience. I would challenge anyone. I have more clips like this that I'm going to show you, right? I have a clip where the entire backstretch is a wall of race cars. A wall of race cars. Okay, these are game issues that left with Super Nintendo, to be quite honest. I don't even know, to be fair, how you sit down and even try to help someone improve this. You know, caution's working doesn't fix this. This is deep-rooted poor logic. You know, this is a car that is borderline impossible to drive because it's a game that's really based on road courses. And when you take it to road courses, it actually handles quite well. You know, Watkins Glen, very well. But the problem is the AI, with all that slowing down, makes it impossible. You know, Sears Point handles very well. But the problem is any hard turn, the AI slows down so much, or the start is so erratic that it's near impossible to get through the first lap. But when you bring it to a track like Dover, you can see all the issues. Dover really is a track that will highlight many, many issues the game has. It's a narrow track. It has concrete and asphalt, so you can go from one to the other and see if there's any traction difference. It's a very unforgiving track if your car is overly loose or overly tight. You know, if I was building a game or designing a game, I would build it around a track like this, make sure everything works right here, and then know once I get to other tracks, you know, you're at least going to have a decent base. You know, the spotter is unusable. The controls are questionable at best. There's so many little things you can do to break this game. The AI is very much rubber band. I feel like that's going to be proven in just a day or two. I'll work on some things. The pit logic is, I don't even want to call it logic. I insult the word logic by saying there's pit logic. Because some cars pit, other cars don't. When you pit, you don't really know what's going on. I just cannot imagine that this game got even certified. I can't imagine this game got certified. I've obviously worked with games that have struggled to get through certification, okay? And I understand that there's reasons for that, and certainly there needs to be quality control. But having seen that, and then playing a game like this, I literally have no idea how this game got certified. To close out this video, I want to thank Twitter user Lyle Carson for bestowing this game upon me. It's difficult to thank someone for an experience like this, but I appreciate you, buddy, and I have more content on the way. You guys should know by now when a game plays this bad, I will be back in the week with more commentary.